At ease. Good afternoon, Betsy 70.
Good afternoon, Cadet Tom.
How's everyone doing?
Outstanding, Cadet Tom.
Good to hear. All right, today we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna flex our brain muscles, the cerebral cortex, if you will. But we're gonna start off with warrior knowledge. So, what I need is for Alpha and Charlie flights to go to the joint lounge and do their warrior knowledge. Charlie, after you're finished, you will stay in the joint lounge. Alpha, when you're finished, we'll have someone come down and say, just come up to the joint or the cadet lounge upstairs. Clear? Bravo. You'll be going to the POC classroom to do your warrior knowledge, and you'll be doing the activity afterwards in that classroom. Does that make sense to everyone? Yes. All right. Flight commanders, take control of your flights, carry out the orders of the day.
I'll plan to probably go like that.
Trying to even between 100s and 200s. See if you guys can do this. Let's see if you guys can do this without me directing you. You have 30 seconds, go.
What's the halfway point?
Score this.
Okay, now we have. Okay, now we have.
GOP.
Okay, well, maybe just. Now we have 1400. 1400 over there. We have a 250. We have 250s. So we'll like them over here.
Right.
Okay.
15 seconds.
All right. That looks
Hey Nate, look at you guys. Okay, so I want 4 on the table, and the other people behind, other people behind. As you can tell, we're doing a quiz bowl, so be ready. Yeah, if you want to make it 2 and 2, just to be fair. That's good.
Yeah,
One of you
So
exits.
Drews Martin tag.
You can take my seat.
Okay, now we got.
Okay, so everybody ready? So each question, everybody listen, these are the rules, only understand once. Each question is worth 10 points, and each bonus question is worth 5 points. Each team will have 1 buzz per question. If one team buzzes in and gets it wrong, they cannot buzz until the next question. When a cadet buzzes in, we'll acknowledge them before they can answer, so don't buzz and then start answering. 1 warning per team if they answer before recognition by the moderator. After that, they must defer to the other team. If the team buzzes in and gets a question right, they get to try for a bonus question. If the team can consolidate between each other to answer the bonus question, and the other team may not answer it. If a team buzzes in before the question is finished and answers incorrectly, the team gets minus 5 points. They cannot buzz in until the next question. Teams will rotate every 4 questions. Everyone in the flight plays at least 1 round. The scores of both teams will be tallied at the end of the game. The total score will be used to determine the winning play.
Let's go towards ribbons instead of twos. Okay. Ready?
Should we test the buzzer?
Yeah, we will. Sorry, one second. Red is on the left. Green is right here. Red, ready, go.
All right, I guess I'm your moderator, so I will read the question, I will acknowledge you, so on and so forth. Question number 1. Are you ready? When did the United States Air Force officially become activated?
September 18th, 1948.
No.
Reset.
It just defers to the other team.
September 18th, 1947.
Bingo. 10 points will be awarded.
This is gonna be hard, kid.
You got me on that button.
For questions, so they get that track of the bonus if they want.
Okay, so now we're going to try for the bonus. Before becoming a separate entity, the United States Air Force existed under
Oh, it would have to be you. You get the bonus.
We were part of the Army Air Corps.
Yes. That's 5 points.
Y'all see how that works?
Just for clarification, if you buzz in, there's no discussion within your group. First question, but if you get the bonus question, you can discuss as a group the answer. Does that make sense? Okay.
So he could have asked any of the priority on the bonus. If you only get the bonus, then you got the first question.
All right, everybody ready? Steady? United States Air Force Air Demonstration Squadron is also known as this. Yeah. All right, bonus question time. you. You may discuss before you answer.
You know, if you get it wrong, then they have a chance for points.
Okay. This is a big aircraft. Big aircraft are simply fascinating to witness flying. Have you ever seen a C-5 Galaxy float on final approach? They appear as if they are barely moving. Lift, of course, provides flight. Of the following, name the one with the longest wingspan.
Not of the following. Name what has the longest wingspan.
Yep.
What aircraft has the longest wingspan in the Air Force?
You answer.
B-52.
All right, you guys get the answer.
Who can answer this?
Just answer.
Answer.
C-130.
No.
Close.
The correct answer to that question, just for your well-being, is the B-36.
Has the longest wingspan.
Alrighty, all clear, ready to go?
All clear, ready to go?
Alrighty, what was the first plane flown by the Thunderbirds, and what year was it flown?
F-84, Thunderjet,
Yes, and what year?
1953 to 1954.
Yes.
That one's in our
He was terrified. He did it.
Oh!
Answer Nardens.
Bonus question, starting with whatever team you guys are. Green team. Okay, an Air Force is only effective when it has the ability to support ground operations in combat. Which bomber conducts the biggest payload?
It's your answer.
9, 8,
B-52.
and
B-2 Spirit Subpomp.
absolutely not. It's a B-1B, and its payload is 125,000 pounds. That's a whole lot of freedom. Alrighty. Are you ready? Air Force's equivalent of an 05.
Air Force equivalent of time 5 is a 10.
Correct.
Where's that?
Bonus question.
Bonus question. What is the oldest aircraft the Air Force still uses? You don't have to vote. 10, 9, 8,
T-38.
and B-52. What,
All
five?
ready to go.
All the oldest aircraft.
What's that?
I was so ready to tell you.
T-38's almost old as my grandparents.
Alright.
Oh, no, wait. That's 4 questions. Rotate.
Are y'all buzzing in?
Sorry, team one.
I feel like there's I feel like ours is so
No, the board.
Alright. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Steady? Who is the Air Force Reserve Officer Training Corps commander? Let's go, Cadet Talbot. You need to know this. You too, Cadet Malloy. Field training preparation is going to be a grand old time.
It's Air Force ROTC commander.
Give me a hint, it's on the wall
Flags on the walls
upstairs.
upstairs. With a picture. Yeah.
Is it? Somebody buzzed it. As a two-year-old chick.
No. You would not be here because Air Force ROTC. That would be over all Air Force ROTC.
Everybody.
All Alright, y'all get the shot. Just name somebody. I wouldn't name it. If you say no, that's a free punch.
I've met this man. So I have.
Any guess?
Never doing it.
No guess. Oh, wow.
All right. So there will be no bonus question
Oh,
now.
y'all wouldn't even give an answer. I'll go look up the whole
Yep. All right. Next question. Question number 2. Who is the Vice Chief of Staff?
That's on the wall.
Does anyone have a guess?
Actually, that's been my favorite.
It's also accessible to you on the internet. I guarantee you it's not one thing to Google. Okay, all right, next question. Question number 3. Which war was the United States Air Force not involved in?
Don't buzz unless you know the answer. Y'all are ready. Y'all are wasting y'all's time.
Okay, it was, War for Independence.
No.
No.
Yes, but more. No. The Air Force is not involved.
World War I. No. It did not, it's possible to test that. I mean, the War for Independence, definitely not happen.
Okay, U.S. major wars. Think about that. Okay.
So
World War I, World War II, all those wars. We were not a part of the Civil War.
Okay.
Okay. That is all over the internet on multiple sites. You look up what war the Air Force was not in. It's Civil War.
All right, question number 4 of 2. Who is Detachment 670,
I disagree with that.
Cadet Wing Inspector General, and his rank?
Cadet Major Faulkner.
Girl. Never have a chance. Y'all know where the war camp is?
And it was actually Cadet Faulkner, but he is a Cadet Lieutenant Colonel, by the way.
Alright, switch. Zero points for warning. Zero. How many guys do you need to make?
Briefings? That's hilarious.
So I'm not, they're not doing it.
Impromptu briefings?
I don't know who this is. I don't know if I should.
PLC classes.
I think that was my question.
They're not gonna get it at all. So,
I'm still unhappy with that
you
question.
can know.
Every World War 1940, every World War
Okay, round 3.
47.
What are the Air Force colors?
So that was
Develop airmen, technologies to war fighting, integrating operations.
Ding, ding, ding. Bonus question. What is Article 3 of the Code of Conduct?
You don't have to just answer by the way, someone knows that.
You can waterfall if you really want to. Say it together, stand fast. 10, 9.
Captured up, continue with small means available, and make every effort to email others, just give, I'll accept your favors, I'll accept corrections, accept the parole, my special favors from you.
Ding, ding, ding. Alright, this is number 2 of round 3. Where is the Air Combat Command base located?
Joint base on uses.
What state?
Virginia.
Bonus question! I'm sure you're so excited. Okay, in the phonetic alphabet, what do the letters Q, U stand for? Q through U, sorry.
What are they in the phonetic
Yeah.
alphabet?
Say it. You have to tell me.
Okay,
You say
Quebec, Romeo, Sierra, Tango,
Ding, ding, ding. 5 points awarded. Alrighty. Question number 3 of round 3. A one-star general in the Air Force is also known as.
That's me. Brigadier General.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to match four with that. Okay, I'm going to strike this. When was Thatcher Hall established?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Do we get points taken off for missing it?
It's both.
Oh, this is a bonus?
This is both.
What's on all these plaques here? How much time is it? 30 seconds?
1868. University wasn't even around yet.
Was there a bonus question?
Sorry.
You don't have to do it.
1942.
Wrong. It's on the plaque behind all that Army banter and the interest rate.
What is it?
It's 1897.
Oh, wow. Nice one.
That's all.
Thatcher Hall was established in 1925.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's what she graduated. Well, we can't ask that question. We have to see if we All right. All of you Arnold Air, Dodo / Arnie should know this one. What plane is outside the detachment? RF-84F?
What kind?
Thunder Flash? 10 points. All right, let's see. Bonus question. What aircraft did Lieutenant Colonel Charrington fly?
Oh, CB-22 Osprey. No, CB-22 Osprey.
Ding, 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 5 points more.
That's
Yep, that's it.
I would say that this
That's
is
for
one.
the paid out.
Yeah,
The OB
No, this is only if there's a,
I don't know which ones the rest of those are.
Sudden death.
No sudden deaths.
that would be it for Charlie fires. All of
We're
these.
done. How's
all
this
of-
work if we play against each other? That's not
You,
The
the point is to compete, but like you had rounds where like nobody got anything.
Okay.
So like that, I mean that reflects on your flight. So now Rob's gonna come in and they may get one every single round. So then they would beat you on this.
Okay, we'll give it
event.
a
See what I said? So that's
We
just
just need
how
to know
it
the
works.
Bears actually have the games from the next one.
Warrior flight. Warrior days.
We're non-meatheads.
Hey.
Rotating shirts. We're not doing shirts.
Rose.
I
Do it.
do, I swear. It's a duty period.
This side had 35 points, this one had 6.
How many points are possible?
How much of history were a weapon? So here's you begin.
Okay, so that's 12 times 5.
Now what is? So one of, y'all got 105.
So you left 75 points on the board.
Y'all might get really lucky though, then they got that one better knowledge.
It's also who you have tapped in.
I would utilize this
So
so
really-
really, any flight time or anything y'all need to discuss or any questions y'all would like to ask us.
So really, you guys are competing against each other for the fun of it. I'm really hoping that each side gets the answer.
About 30 seconds of landing. Shouldn't have too much landing, but you get 30 seconds. All right. I'm gonna read this one, so listen up. You and your flight are now trapped in this room. In 15 minutes, the room will be filled with a lethal gas. You must find a way out of the room using clues found throughout the lounge and conference room. Expensive breakable items such as the TV, glass displays, mailboxes, and areas outside of the lounge and conference room are off limits or are not part of the puzzle. Other than that, the rooms are yours to explore. Scour every nook and cranny and look for anything that appears out of place. To complete the exercise and escape, the leader must report into the POC stationed in the hallway entrance with the correct password and the clues found, or the clues used to find it. Basically, you can't just guess the password. You have to have the clues that you used to find it. Your 30 seconds of planning starts now.
Okay. Deputy Cadet Carter, time hack. Who wants to be time hack? Okay, you be time hack. So I guess we split up into groups and take little sections of it. Have a group search over here, group search over here, and did they say that room up there? Okay,
Yes.
then yes, we'll have a group go back over there. And yeah, let's plan and.
How many do you
visit.
want in a group, or does it matter?
You can just
Split it?
How long
right
do you
here,
have to
there.
complete the GFP?
Like right
15
there.
minutes.
Can I make a
Your time
suggestion?
starts
Yes.
now.
After a couple minutes of searching our areas, we all meet and have you analyze.
Okay, yeah. You could just have one person
That's fine.
bring it all together to me.
I'm over here.
It's pretty obvious which one to start with.
Later to be up against the walls.
Who's good at math? Evaluating by under response of some of these knowledge as a result of previous. Oh, sweet. It may have pencils. For example, the digital root of 143 is 8 because 1 plus 4 plus 3 is 8. The digital root of 6.
What? Yep, 1 minute in this block.
Looks like a Roman numeral. Take that.
What kind of is it? Because if you right
Boxes off limits. Just ignore
That's
them.
on the backpack full. Where's the combination go?
I have a Roman numeral. It's like 11.
XI.
I'm sure
the keys in
this.
So we need to find the combination. Sometimes you don't need a key. Really?
Okay. We have the backpack and we have part of the combination. Okay. Do we have one? This might be a combination of 2. Okay.
Okay, you need a key to open that box.
I'm just testing it. Just testing this.
Okay, wait, look for this. This is a rounded corner. Where's the rounded corner?
Alright, so what do we have? Box.
Okay,
So there's one.
So
Now look for a box.
You need the key though.
Oh,
The key's in here.
The combination's over there.
Okay, they block past like 20
So you guys find
I think we have a combination for
Don't break a fingernail trying to thank you.
No way. Wait, what?
Well,
I guess that wasn't
That's a
Red herring. Whoops. Oh.
Oops. Okay.
Wait.
I would do so.
What is it? You guys know what's up here?
I like how they didn't put it back together.
Misdirection.
Yes. Part of the plan.
Oh, wait.
Welcome to the dart puzzle. The goal of this is to score 91 points in 3 darts. You must place the darts on the board. Do not throw them. One cadet may actively be doing the puzzle at a time. If a cadet provides the wrong solution, he or she must allow another cadet to attempt to solve it. The cadet can try once again only when 2 other cadets have tried. Good luck.
91 points exactly.
That's why
We're all clues.
What? 2x, 3x, 1x.
Also, I know about the digital.
2x,
See anything with any
3x,
numbers? Let me know.
X
Okay. What is?
is 91.
It's
3 or 5,
it's, if you
6.
read this, I'll tell you all about
6
it.
divided by
I've got it.
You guys, somebody take this and
Is there
you read about it.
anything on any other number?
So 45.
I'm going to find any other clues.
Oh, Miss Laughlin did.
Okay.
We got 45.
So what are we doing here? Hey, so what are you guys doing? Can you please sum up?
Yeah.
And catch me up what you're doing.
So this is showing us 2 times
How many points it's
whatever
worth?
Okay.
We have to get exactly 91 points. Right here I have 45 points so far.
And so you guys want to keep trying? Does he?
One person tries at a time. If one person messes up, another person goes. And you can only do it after 2 other people fail, so we'll keep trying.
You guys start.
We got 45. So 45 out of 91 minus 45, that's 46. So you can get 20, 46.
22 times.
20, wait, what's the times 2? Is that this one?
That's the outside room.
Okay, so that would be 30. Well, after 30,
75.
yeah. So we would need 26, which is 13 minus 1.
But we need a 1,
What if you did
a 2, and a 3.
times?
Did you say that we had to do 1, 2, and 3?
And this is what it looks like, 1x, 2x, 3x.
What if you did?
He never specifically said that we had to do 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, though.
Hey, also, I don't know if this has to do with the darts. Red is less than green is less than blue.
Probably.
Yeah, because you got to go with black. Red, okay, so.
So
Alright guys, we have 10 minutes.
So black is going to be the largest one. This is going to be black.
This is digital roots. If you guys find any numbers, let me know. I can.
So we've got
this is what I'm
30, 45, so 75 plus. No, we don't need to add 26. That's wrong.
75, that'd be 5, 6, and 16. Am I wrong?
Alright.
Okay.
16.
You want to read that?
Is there no how to do it? There's no way to do times 1. Oh, in here is 16.
False.
Okay, somebody else has to go.
We're going for 91. Can we just do?
I'm sorry, excuse me.
It's fine.
Can we just
Wilson,
do-
also, there are 3 digital root keys that can be found. They'll be marked as DRX.
I had no idea. Somebody
I know what a digital root is. It's basically a repeated sum. You can
Black is
like
gonna be your
this.
60.
You add them all together, you get this. You keep going, you add them together until you get a single number.
Okay.
Yes.
But if we find 3 total digital
Yes,
root
that's
clues,
60.
they'll be marked as Dr. X or DRX. Or X is a number.
Okay, we found something in here that was like DR1 plus DR6.
No, wait. That makes sense.
60, 70, that means 80. Because this is single.
This is 20, 40. You're right.
20, 40, 60, 70, 80, and that puts it over because that goes to 40.
No, because this is 60. This is 80.
100. We're trying to get 91.
As far as I just got up here, so
20 times 1 would be 80. Then is there an 11 right there? So 20 times 1 is 80. Let's go for it. Plus the 11.
Plus 11, yeah, that's 91. Well, I don't think this is a formula. I think it's just saying this is 0.
We don't know if this is something to do with it as well.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So shouldn't black be the
We got
highest?
any leeway on this?
Black will be the highest number, followed by green,
We
followed by
tried a
red.
combination of 20 times 3
60,
plus 20 plus 11.
70, 80.
So put
Wait.
black one right here.
Yeah.
Put the black one here. Try that. 60, 20, 40, 60. No? No.
Should do something.
8 minutes, guys.
Does it just throw us off?
Reds.
Could it be with one of the cricket scores here?
What is
20 and
this?
15.
15 times 2.
You guys are missing.
15 times 2. That's 30. So this is 60 plus 30. That's 90. And then 91 1 times 1.
Try it.
Sure. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, when is you point?
This is good.
We're missing 1 point.
Missing one more for this.
Where else?
Hold on, I'll have a number for you in a second.
We have to be able to read what this says. Is that on that?
Is the exact same.
those are the same.
Hey, Wilson.
Do we have any free hands to help us look for one more clue?
Yeah, where do you need us?
We don't know. We just know there's one more clue.
Do we have an IMO?
That corresponds.
What clues do you
Yeah,
want?
okay.
Last one?
There's a key.
Yeah, everyone gets where you can see it.
note card.
Does this have anything to do with that?
Okay, so this
21
is
minus X.
Where are the? What else are their numbers?
The numbers on the dartboard.
We're missing a clue for the dartboard, so one of those might be it.
Oh, hold up. So it's the direct.
It's the direct root of
See, this one is going
1
down.
and whatever that symbol is.
Why do we
So you got CRs.
So
we looked
this-
at it already?
That we need the key.
We
We
have
got
part
DR.
7 minutes.
Or in the case of a
Delta.
field game, soccer in the US.
21 minus X.
Yep, figured something.
What do they got?
Wait, what is it?
Looking at it.
You guys keep
Oh,
it.
sorry.
So, what is it, 12?
21 minus X.
What is this?
What is this?
See, that's what we're because
That's one.
These two. Is that the last one, do you think?
We're checking. Why is it there?
And they get the clue, or they find it wherever it's at.
It's 30. Did you see the Well, every time someone's playing FIFA, I'm always like, it's called soccer, not football.
we don't know where to put that 8 though. Where do we put that 8?
We found a number. We found we have two
That's the
numbers.
7.
8, 7, 8.
8, 7.
Wait,
Get back a little bit.
Is that the? It's.
we don't know where that one goes.
We don't know what the dartboard one is right now.
You could try it.
Where?
Yeah, we don't know. What was the S
number? Yeah, just keep thinking it when we start trying.
He's trying to get 91.
It's you can use one together.
Yeah, no, just put them on there, but there's a specific order you have to get them in descending order.
Dude,
Nobody's got it yet.
where's the?
We have one person trying to.
Over there with the dark
Hey,
box.
you know what else somebody's got?
No, we didn't get it. Well, they got
We
it.
record this on like every single year.
Okay, it says when you This is one. These are the same.
Nobody's thought about it.
Yeah, that's the middle. There you
I
go.
haven't exactly been.
These are. This is the same thing as this. It says.
Why am I not good?
And then 21 minus X. These two are the same.
Bless you.
Give it.
You're welcome.
3.5 minutes left.
The card you just picked up is not that.
What? I don't have any ideas because we haven't brought up.
It's right in here.
Yeah, we're on here.
We have that, we just don't know where the numbers go.
Trying to solve. They're just guessing, or.
No, let's not do that.
No, and no.
If anything, it's gonna be another piece of paper or something. And
No, it's the key to the box.
Or we think it is. This is in the right backpack.
21 minus X. 21 minus
What are you doing with my backpack?
Is there any way we could make these symbols into an X?
21 minus X. That.
What is X? Solve for X.
X is 21.
X is negative 21, yeah.
Maybe 21 is what DR1 plus DR2.
D. DR.
Where did you find
Wilson, you have.
I will tell you it is not. Yeah, it is not in here.
It's not here?
Yeah, the clue to that is not. Right, we got 3 minutes. You guys have 2 minutes.
Till they die?
Till they die.
How much is this?
2 minutes.
What
happened to your George Titanic picture?
2 minutes. Not 3.5.
That's not. Figure that out. This is dark one.
No, we're off on it.
Does anybody live through this backpack? We're
not dying. We got 1 minute 40 seconds.
They didn't say that was a clue.
Oh, is there a clue?
We're checking all the seats.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a dot.
What's the dot?
What's the dot?
What's the dot?
Yeah, where are those other cards at?
Zero.
Zero.
You don't need to calm down.
Zero.
Zero.
We need one of these for the dot.
So look for a clue that looks like this.
0, 7.
Oh, sorry.
And then we'll figure out what that is.
0, 7.
Oh, we need it.
Yeah, we're missing a clue.
1 minute, 5 seconds.
21, so maybe 3.
DR equals 1.
So it's 0.
1 times.
What do you think?
DR.
What are you thinking?
So 7 plus. Where's DR2?
DR2 is 7. It's 7. So 0 plus 7 plus.
What? Isn't it 8?
Yeah, well,
7
Yes,
plus
so
1.
This is
8.
going to 7. Yeah, that's, no, we already got that. Yeah.
Okay. So we're just looking for the third right here. So I don't know if we found all the clues or not.
I was using the front card with that one
Right.
missing.
Yeah.
So there's nothing here.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Start scrolling through these.
Yeah, go ahead and try art and cycle through.
Where else art their numbers? Doing like Shakespeare-ish here. The shot. What was this? FIFA case was a Shakespeare. A stroke of luck. The bad guys forgot to replace the lethal gas, so you guys still have 1 minute.
Yes. We still need to find the clue, guys. That was part of the GLP.
Oh, nice.
But let's just. We need to find.
What was it though? What was it though?
There it is.
It was
take that to
5. Was it 5 or 6?
That's not
Is
dark.
that a direct route?
Where's
So many calculating for digital route?
8.
8.
That's what the lock was.
We have 2 direct routes. We need a third one.
So what is it?
So it's what is it?
So lock, and
I guess it doesn't
DR. So here's the DR, here's the DR. Oh wait, no, we have 3. This DR, and this DR.
Add them up.
We need to get the.
You need to add them up.
This DR and this DR are the same.
You guys know what that is?
Yeah,
we
well,
need to keep
maybe
it in the
the same
dartboard.
one. So this is what, 8
You have 26.
and 8 and 8 and wait, is that it? Yeah. Okay. 8, 8 and 8 is 24.
Which is the DR 6 for 24.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, 6. So now what do we do with that?
We need there's something on the dartboard. We need to get the keys from the dartboard.
What does it say again? There are a total of 3 digital root clues to be found. They will be marked as DRX, where X is a number. Other clues can be found as well, but you only need to bring the digital root clues to the POC in the hallway when you report in. Do not report in and attempt to guess the answer without the 3 clues. Okay, so we have the 3 clues. It's 8, 8, 8. Digital root is 26. It should be 8. The digital root is
Yeah. So.
Wait, isn't that 21 minus 6?
You all die. Time's up.
You all die.
Circle up in this room.
Yeah, that was
Yes. You guys added almost the entire time. Alright, so who worked on the puzzle? When did y'all finish that, approximately?
12 or 13 minutes left.
Left? Yes. Okay, who saw the thing 21 minus X equals question marks? Alright, how did y'all use that?
It said, where's the rest of the numbers? Anyone hanging on? Where are their numbers?
I got that. Just how did y'all use that clue at all? No. Well, on it said, where are there other numbers? And the only other numbers place is right here. So how this works is, you already know black, green, red, right? For those of you who worked on this. Well, who can tell me what that is? No.
0. That's just
21 minus. 21 minus 20 is 1. Therefore, 21 minus 1, 20. So that would be 60. Makes sense? That's the key you guys weren't getting. You needed to bring that clue, the one that no one was using over there, bring it over here. You would have solved it in a minute. Easy. This is a solution I like to use. And that is 91. So, it seemed really, really hard, but you just were missing 1 clue. That's all you had to do. So, don't beat yourselves up. It's really hard. But, anyways. Yeah.
Did everyone like that GLP?
Yeah.
Yes. There'll be some thinking GLPs, critical thinking GLPs like that when you go to field training. Some will be like physical, but some of these you'll really have to like think outside the box, and like one person's not going to be able to see it, so you have to be able to work as a team. But just some quick feedback. How do you think your leader did? Good? Bad? What are some things that he did good?
He was going from station to station, helping everyone out. Do we have the clues, or are they all? They're all on the table.
So piggybacking off of that, I agreed. He kind of delegated everything out. because when you're in a GLP like this, you don't want to micromanage because there's so much going on at one time. Like you won't be able to do everything, so you have to delegate out those responsibilities to people. He also appointed a deputy and a time hack that was good. During the mission planning phase, it was a little short because you were only given 30 seconds. You could have taken like an extra 30 seconds just to like clearly define, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. But that would have been your call because that 30 seconds would have taken from your like actual mission time. What was good is you got everyone on the same page though. Everyone understood the objective. There were no questions about it. You also took suggestions. I remember someone had a suggestion and you were completely open to it. So that's good. As a leader, you want to be open to those whenever you're leading a GLP or even active duty or Air Force ROTC. One thing I did notice though that could have been negative was it seemed like there were 2 GLP leaders. That might have been just because there were 2 rooms. But I noted that Cadet Leslie was kind of like in charge of one thing, and then Cadet Wilson, you were in charge of this room. So I really didn't see much of Cadet Carter, even though she was the deputy. I don't know where that happened, but you just want to be careful you don't step on your leader's toes, even though you're helping them out. You could give a bad perception that everyone participated. Do you see where I'm going with that?
Yes, can I make a statement?
Mm-hmm.
Also, he, on that form with the numbers, and he said he understood it a lot more, so I kind of let him take a little bit more control since he understood it kind of already. So
okay, as long as the people know that you're the main person in charge, then that would have been appropriate. I missed that, so it sounds like you were good there then. And open flow of communication, that was also good. Negative thing that I noted was that there was only one person on the dartboard in the last 5 minutes. I know you were all in here, you know, saying we only need one clue, where's this last clue? And there was one person in here. That person could have said, I think it has to do with the dartboard, and someone should have been with him. You shouldn't leave anyone alone, even though it's right here. That's kind of just get in the habit of having a wingman, because you'll need a wingman at field training. Does anyone have anything else? Okay.
Can I just touch on one thing before you guys go? You brought up some really good points. One other thing I just wanted to mention was, and it probably wasn't the case here, but just so you guys know, when you're the leader, make sure you don't get too focused on the hands-on stuff. I saw a lot of people at field training. They wanted to be the leader. They wanted to take charge, but they also wanted to do the work. And so they were so busy down here picking up sandbags and passing them that they were missing all the things that weren't getting done, because they wanted to they didn't want their people to think they weren't willing to do the work. If you're in that leadership position, you don't need to do the hands-on grunt work. You need to make sure everybody else is doing their part. So maybe get down and say, all right, here's how I want them passed, like this, left to right, and then you're back, you're out, you're going doing something else. So don't get too tied down in the weeds that you can't see what's going on with the rest of the project, because then you lose control.
Yes, sir. If you'll take them out this hallway, downstairs, back through the back.
Alright, so your topic, you have to defend ISIS.
Oh.
Ready to go. Okay, you got high five.
Warm up.
That's one. The first person we had to do this was just like, it was he didn't know whether or not we were trying to be serious about it. So do you want me to defend ISIS? 15 seconds? The second person can do it. Yeah, Conley did it. I had it. I've recorded all of the other. You're up.
And then you'll know those points. Once you covered all those points.
Dr. Kaplan, Phil POC, Phil GMC. My name is Cadet Terry, and today I will be giving you a brief over defending ISIS. Well, to me, ISIS reminds me of a refrigerator, like an ice box. And so my 3 topics will be snow cones, ice cream, and popsicles. The first topic, snow cones, which comes out of a refrigerator, which is like ISIS, are very delicious. They come in many different flavors. You can have tiger's blood, you can have pina colada, you can have grapes, you can have cherry or red cherry or white cherry. Then next comes ice cream out of the refrigerator or icebox or ISIS. Ice cream is more soft than snow cones. It comes in flavors like Rocky Roads. You can put peanuts and marshmallows in it. You can also put toppings on ice cream, like cherries and whipped cream. My last topic are popsicles, which are kind of like snow cones, but popsicles you can have in little containers that you cut off. You can take it with you to school, except for it'll probably melt, so you probably shouldn't do that. You should probably eat it before you go to school. Popsicles also come in different flavors, kind of like snow cones, but they're more generic, just like cherry and grape, rather than like tiger's blood, which has pina colada and coconut. So today I briefed you over ISIS, which reminds me of an icebox. Are there any questions?
What does ISIS stand for?
Icebox, sir?
Does anybody else know the answer?
I thought it was changed to ISIL now.
Yeah.
Is that
That's changed.
I'm so confused. Like Islamic State or something.
International Society of Islamic State.
Positive feedback. I'm gonna say something. That was the most creative thing I've heard yet. So, yeah, props to you on that.
The only thing is, sometimes you may be given a subject in which you have no information. So make sure that this was a good time to learn to kind of think outside the box and do it. But also just remember what your mission ultimately is. Stay mission focused rather than getting a lot of outside hoopla. So, yeah, go ahead.
Something to note is during your preparation time, usually, I mean, whatever preparation time you have, it may be no time at all, it may be, several days or whatever, how much time you have, use it to most advantage for your reading. So in this case, maybe you ask a question, what does ISIS stand for? What is ISIS all about? And try to get some information before you have to get up here and tell us why ISIS is cool or whatever. Cadet Santa Fe came up with the idea that maybe you could have thought of an alternate acronym for ISIS and then defended that, because we didn't specify Islamic State or whatever. You could have come up with something completely different that you could actually defend very easily. I like that you made something up and you stuck with it and you defended yourself, but there are other ways to find loopholes without completely deviating.
All right, anything that she can work on, any, I guess, positive reinforcement, constructive criticism, anything like that?
I think her format of the whole thing was good. She greeted everyone and went through 3 points and kind of concluded that and everything. The only thing I could see maybe you work on is not fidgeting with the paper.
Okay, that's good. Anybody else? Okay, good job. Who's next? Which one? There's two. Okay, one of you. Let's go. Any, mini, money, mo. Let's go, Mo.
Come on, get up, come on.
Alright, so your topic is, what should OU's mascot be and why? Your minute starts now.
Syria.
That's isolated.
It's in Syria. It's like there's 15 different acronyms for it. Yeah. They don't even know what it stands for.
So one thing though, with the ISIS briefing, it is ultimately going to affect you guys if you want a commission. So that might be something you want to take a look at on whether you're getting a field enrollment allocation, whether you're going to commission. Who's going to commission, how competitive it's going to be. It's ultimately going to affect you as ROTC cadets. So just that might be something to kind of keep up with since it is a big world news. So just FYI. All right, your time's up. All right, ready, steady, go.
Good evening, Captain Motley. Good evening, Lieutenant Hill, and POC and fellow cadets. I am Cadet Wolgamott, and I will be giving a briefing over why OU's mascot should be a skunk. First of all, skunks stink. We all know this. We hate to be around skunks. Nobody likes skunks. Awful. They're pretty ugly. I don't know why you want to be. I don't know why you'd like to have a skunk around in your neighborhood. Everyone hates them around. You always see skunks dead on the road and you smell them and you immediately know it's a skunk. You hate it. You don't want it near you. Skunks are awfully surprising when you run into them in the wild and you immediately know them because they usually wear red apparel. And you don't like that. So the topics I've covered today are the reasons OU mascot should be a skunk is because they're ugly, they stink, and nobody likes them. Any questions? Yes, Cadet 9?
Yes, I have a friend who actually has a pet skunk, and I think they would take quite a bit of offense.
Is this friend also enrolled at OU?
To you.
Close.
Any more questions? Okay, let's go right into positive feedback. We'll talk. Go ahead. Positive feedback. What he did well.
You stuck to the format fairly well. I know you don't have a lot of experience as an AS100, but you know, good on you for good on you. First briefing, I couldn't tell. So
yeah, definitely. I noticed that too.
Also, if you had a plan of them being skunks and stuck with that, so like, no matter how ridiculous it may have sounded, if it was a skunk, then that's what you stuck with. So
That's good. That's definitely good. So, anyone else?
Constructive criticisms.
Okay.
You definitely had a coherent train of thought. It wasn't just all over the place. So I think that was pretty good. But you seemed, I know you had a minute to prepare. It's never easy to, make a briefing 3 times as long as you prepare, but kind of, it seemed like you were still planning while you were doing the briefing. So, I know. And just go with it. That's all I have.
What else?
you make sure you hit that phrase. This concludes my briefing. Are there any questions? That's the verbal cue for everyone. Wake up because the briefing's over, so you might be expected to ask a question. It's as much for your audience as it is for you.
You put us to sleep on.
No, good briefing.
Just like Cadet Terry wants things that are in your hand, you're twiddling your pen, waving your paper. I know for me, when I first started, I played with my watch, and I ended up having it was a distraction, so I had to take the watch off while I was giving briefings because I'd sit there, subconsciously just playing with it. So if you have those things that you do, figure out a way to avoid it. Don't wear a watch or put your paper down in front of you and then look down at it once in a while or something like that. But just you don't recognize this stuff. Somebody will tell you, or you film yourself and see, look back at it.
Another thing is, just a side note, make sure you're not reading exactly from your notes, whether it's a PowerPoint slide, whether it's handwritten or anything like that. Make sure you're providing extra information. So you want to study up on it. Obviously, impromptu briefing if you can't, but if you're giving just a generic briefing, you have a slide that says PT is fun, well then maybe state why PT is fun or something like that. So that's just something you don't want to be reading word for word what everyone else can already read. So. Other than that, all right. Next man, let's go.
Go Cadet Christensen.
Yeah. All right, your topic. What will underwater transportation look like in 100 years? Time starts now.
Wow. A sneeze. No breaks there.
Sad. You should be box scar every guy.
That run 15 seconds. Good steps before
Now we're talking students.
Their purpose is to demonstrate the American United States experience.
Ready? Set. Go!
Good afternoon, POC and fellow cadets. I'm Jack Christensen, and I'll be briefing you over underwater transportation in 100 years. 3 different points about what it will possibly look like would be sea animals. Because mainly, alright, if you had a sea animal, it would be very easy for especially the military to use them as decoys or even as drones to go in and bomb other countries, especially battles. Alright, and another point I have is there would be red, white, and blue because obviously the best country in the world's colors are red, white, and blue. There you go. So, and also, they would have very, very many missiles and different gadgets on them that would be very detectable for other things to search for, as in weather, I guess different bases you can find, and nuclear stuff. And so, basically, in review, he talked about how they would look with sea animals, how they would help the military, and what color they would be. This concludes my briefing. Any questions? Yes, Cadet Knight.
So if you were, by chance, say, take a cruise, you would be going on an animal-shaped object with multiple weathering or weather detecting devices and nuclear
Yes. Easily used as a cruise ship, even as a submarine. You could have underwater tours, and then you could shoot off things at different islands and watch them blow up.
Thank you. That's my question.
Any other questions? Any others?
You get an A for creativity. Alright, positive feedback. Anybody? Positive, what you did well? Okay.
When he was asked the question, not only did he answer the question, he expanded upon the impact of the question.
That's good. You did a good job of recapping what you had told us.
Yeah. Anybody else? Positive?
Even with kind of a crazy prompt, you're still able to come up with a lot of thoughts for it and go be serious about it.
Definitely. Okay. Constructive criticism, positive reinforcement, anything he can improve upon? There you go.
At the beginning, you set us up to believe that you were about to give us your 3 main talking points, but then as soon as you listed the first main talking point, you just launched into the whole explanation behind that. So the prescribed briefing format is that at the beginning of your briefing, after you've done your reading of the day and introduction of who you are, you say, I'm going to talk about this, this, and this, and then you go into the elaboration on what this is and that and the other thing. But you're supposed to give us an overview first of what you're going to tell us so that we know what to expect. And then that way when you summarize at the end and recap, it ties it, matches together so you both have it.
Anything else?
I guess just try to look down, not look at the paper as much, but obviously you kind of have it memorized in minutes.
Okay.
America.
Yeah, good job. So, are you guys having flight time now?
Yeah. Good job on briefings, Al.
Yeah, I'll fly. You're ready to go.
Take a seat.
Hey, Tom.
Those tutorial
Cooperation, a lot of good teamwork, and just overall great performance from our dad. Faulkner, all right, can everybody hear me? All right, so first we're going to talk about the escape GLP. So what do you guys think of that? What's something that you guys take away that message we were trying to get across to you today? Let me hear some of your comments. Team thinking. Teamwork, okay? Tell us. Sound off, can't hear you. Situational awareness. Situational awareness, okay. Anything else? Critical thinking. Okay. Those diversity. All right, those are good things. A couple things we do want you to take away from that is when, with that particular GLP, there's a lot of pieces to it. There's a lot of information. When you're a flight commander and you're going to have a lot of information coming your direction, make sure you have a filter using like your deputy flight commander or another cadet that's going to accept all that information in, interpret it, and give it to you. It doesn't do a lot of good if you have a bunch of people coming to you saying, hey, here's what I found, here's what I found, and then you get confused. So make sure you delegate and use your people effectively. With the impromptu briefings, what we want you to take away from that is we know that some of the subject material is a little funny and goofy, but you're going to do a lot of briefings, and especially impromptu briefings in your Air Force careers and in ROTC. So we want to get you we want you to learn the basics, understand what it's about, use the correct format, and also just learn to think on the fly. You're going to have sometimes only a minute, 30 seconds, or someone may just come up to you and say, hey, you're going to have a big briefing in front of the colonel in 5 minutes. Okay, so you got to come up with something quick. And then the last bit was the knowledge bowl. That one's pretty simple. Just make sure y'all are studying your knowledge. We have these kind of events and ways that you can earn on the flight, and things to show off with all the other flights, and it's competitive. So make sure you're staying on top of all your knowledge. Do you have any questions?
All right, so I've got a few announcements. Firstly, the Medallion Scholarship is coming up, and this is an interest-based scholarship. So if you show any interest, like say towards pretty much flying, maintenance, whatever career field, make sure you emphasize that whenever you start applying. Application dates, we've decided to take applications by Thanksgiving, no later than, and you can apply to either Tinker or Advanced because both have Medallions squadrons, which give scholarships. So if you have any interest in that, contact me or Colonel Carrington through email. Just let us know. Secondly, we're planning a debt trip to Frontier City on October 12th. That's a couple Sundays from now. We actually have a really good price for tickets, $12 entry fee, and you can get these online through PayPal actually pull out your phones real quick so you can write this down if you're interested. If not, just keep standing. Actually, disregard, we'll send you an email about it. So you can go to mphcamp.org and go through PayPal, or you can call it online and we'll send that number out in an email. And if you get it by this Friday, you can get the tickets on time. If not, there might be some issues and you might have to pick it up at the at-will call at the park. So we'll let you know where that is. And finally, Captain Moffat, you have any more questions?
Yes. Cadet Lay. We give out a few awards. Cadet Lay didn't get his field training award earlier. He also got expert marksmanship. So we've been waiting for a lab that we're actually here to get to him. So I wanted to present him with his expert marksmanship for field training. I didn't get it. Exactly. Then we got some more awards to give out. Too many for me to hand out. So I'm going to announce what it is. These awards each have ribbons with them. So you earning this award is going to add another ribbon to your rack, so make sure that you keep that up too. This first award recognizes academic excellence as signified by the maintenance of an academic term grade point average of 3.0 or above for one full academic term. Cadet must have an average of 4.0 in the AS class. Following cadets earn this award: Cadet Billy, Carter, Conley, Henderson, Ludden, Valara, Malloy, Tuzak, Graff, Ritchie, Terry, Canary, Updegrove, Worley, Rokenauer, Isaac, Clay, McNelly, Merrill, Owing, Tom, Webster, Grant, Flick, Rochette, Gabbert, Juarez, Luby, Painter, Santa Pinter, Vernon, Williams, Butler, McLaughlin, and Jay Anderson. Give them a round of applause. That academic award, all those people, that's what's keeping our GPAs so high that we're so competitive across the United States when we're competing for things like EAs and scholarships. So keep that up. Good job. All right, this next award is the College Scholarship Recipient Ribbon. Recognizes cadets who have earned and activated an Air Force ROTC scholarship. So cadets Grimes, Haynes, and Morgan, congratulations. All right, the Fitness Award. This Fitness Award, actually, I'm not going to read off everything that it signifies, but you had to have reached a certain score on your push-ups, a certain score on your sit-ups, your run time, and your waist, and then the total score counted as well. And then if you got 100 on your PT test, this is for last term, if you got 100 on your PT test, then you get a silver star. So those who earned this device last PFA, so this is last semester: Conley, Henderson, Knight, Tuzak, McGrath, Ritchie, Trinary, Updegrove, Bryan, Gokenauer, Isaacs, McNelly, Merrill, Owings, Selfridge, Tom, Grant, Faulkner, Juarez, Painter, Santa Pinter, Vernon, Williams, and Jay Anderson. Awesome job. Another one of those scores that's computed across nationwide when we're competing, so that's just signifying how well or how hard you guys are working at PT as well. And then finally, today's award is Color Guard. This award is awarded to cadets after active participation in an Air Force ROTC or Joint Service Sponsored Color Guard or Honor Guard. Cadets must have participated for 1 calendar year with a minimum of 3 Color Guards and or Honor Guards, and no temporary wear is authorized. So cadets that have participated in Honor Guard or Color Guard to this extent: Cadet Vernon, Taylor, McNelly, Williamson, Frechette, Volpe, Isaacs, Bryan, Gabbert, and Luby. So good job. So if we had more time, we'd hand out the individual certificates. If we don't have that much time, we're going to put them in your mailboxes. You have certificates. Make sure that you check those out. Get the ribbons for your ribbon racks. And good job, everyone. You have one final announcement. One final announcement. Some of you have volunteered for the football game tomorrow to help with a recruiting event. We're going to get details out to you with what time to be here. But basically, there were 15 volunteers. If all 15 want to go, you can. For right now, for those of you who have friends in high school still, maybe some of the freshmen that still have high school senior friends, if they would make a good addition to this detachment, and you know what it takes to do that, give them a call, see if they want to go to the game on Saturday. They can come in, we'll talk to them a little bit, tell them about the game, or tell them about the detachment, and then we'll take them over to the game and let them watch the game for free. Let us know right away, call them tonight, send us an email first thing in the morning or tonight, let us know if they're interested. They can bring a parent if they want, and we got a few extra tickets to be able to take them over there and show them what being a OSU Cowboy is all about. Cadet Webster, you got something?
Yes. For those of you who signed up for Express Personnel this week for ROTC, not Arnold Air affiliated at all, the 5 of you who signed up for Express Personnel this week, come find me after lab assistant. I'll probably be just over here by this bench. So come find me. I have information for you.
All right, next up, we have Flight Shield.
Flight Shields.
Which flight thinks they had the best flight shield? Okay, in third place, with one of the most unique flight names that I've ever heard, is Charlie Flight. Good job, Charlie Flight. Yeah. Where's Charlie? In second place, with one of the most interesting shields that I've seen in a long time, is Alpha Flight. I have no idea where you get a plastic foot, but it looks really cool, so love that. And can I get a big hair power hooah from the best flight shield, Johnny Bravo's? All right, good job on all these flight shields, everybody. Good work.
Okay, I got one last thing. Mostly applies to the 100s. Some of you have not been making your appointments for getting your PTUs. You've either been no-shows or not scheduling appointments. If you're not excited enough and responsible enough to make your appointment, if you're a no-show, you won't get a uniform this semester. You got to make your appointments. If you're not going to make it, call up and reschedule. But do it before the appointment time. None of these guys that are working the uniform room have time to be there waiting for you and then not show up. They're putting in 15, 20 hours a week of their own time as cadets in that uniform room. If you don't show up, that's 30 minutes or an hour of time that they could be studying or doing something else. So be respectful for them. Show up. Get your PTUs. After today, you schedule an appointment and you don't show up for it, you can try again next semester.
All right, so right quick, results for Warrior Day. We had, for the winners of the Knowledge Bowl, Bravo Flight scored the highest total. Bravo. For the impromptu briefings, we thought that Charlie Flight had the best briefings, so good job, Charlie. And for the escape the room, nobody actually completed it, so we went by how far we actually got in the GLP, and the furthest flight that got the furthest, correction, was Charlie Flight. So good job, Charlie. You won Warrior. Got it.
Good job, guys.
Did it. And finally, we have Flight Chance. We'll start off with Alpha Flight.